Hi. Okay, good. That did work. I was afraid for a second that wouldn't. Please let us know if you can hear us.
Yeah, so we apologize for the sound and the lighting.
Yeah, so normally we don't do this from the store. We're usually at home with our setup. Sometimes with a good camera, depending on if we remember to plug it in or not in between. But tonight there was a lot happening. And so we decided to continue to work.
Yes, so we can be ready for you tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Yeah, right now the computer's propped up on
All our
the
files.
top of file boxes with the tops covering everybody's stuff, right?
Oh, Sean says put the music down.
Cool.
Good to know.
I think you can do it from there. It'll be in like brain. Yeah, just scroll down.
Oh! Okay, putting it down.
Because yeah, we're just using the streamer's internal music stuff, so let us know. And
I love it.
it kind of is, except for we don't have anything on the shelves.
No.
In fact,
Oh boy.
so here's what we have left to process for everybody.
Oh my god.
What you guys don't know is we've done a good chunk of the files, and this usually condenses down to a little under a short box on any given week of what we put on shelf. So that's about how much we have left to do.
Oh boy.
So that's nice.
It's the temporary set. It is a last minute set. It is not the new set. It's not permanent.
For folks who don't know, this is our spaceship.
Yes.
There's our front desk, basically. So yeah, we've got some rules for this auction. The auction will go until morale improves until 9. Double check something here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good. So these are all timestamps that we did in here.
Yeah. So I'll be watching the comments tonight. I'll be posting whenever I can. Brandon and myself will still be doing books, so it'll be as normal, but we're further away. And we're near a busy street, so there might be ambulances.
Yep.
Yay!
So rules for the.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
So we've got rules for this auction. What we're going to do is we're going to accept bids on this very fancy original printing of the Justice League Avengers softcover. And a very, very kind person who chose not to be identified donated this when they found out what we're doing with our other copies of the Justice League Avengers book that just came in. We got 4 copies total. What we're doing starting this week with this copy here, we're auctioning off the copies for cancer research here in Edmonton, for the cross cancer. And yeah, when everything's said and done, we'll gotten 5 copies into people's hands and a bunch of money for cancer research. So feel free to start bidding whenever you want. As you saw a little bit earlier, we have some rules. Rule number 1: don't be a ding dong. If you're new to the show and you're thinking you want to cause some ruckus, do not do that. Whatever you will have bid will be gone. And yeah, if you don't know kind of like our store general rules, the easiest thing to do is just like, don't be a jerk, don't be a ding dong. That's the easiest way to follow that. And everything will be good. Final bids have a timestamp of 9 p.m. So it's not like at 9 p.m. we stop. It's when the clock still says 9 p.m. We'll accept those bids. And here's the tricky one. Twitter comments don't show up on our feed.
Mhm.
So if you do want to bid on Twitter, you still can. We will check. But if there's a matching bid that's on our feed at 9 p.m. as well, we're going to go with the one that's on our feed because we're not sure how they would have been delivered over that 60 seconds, right? So StreamYard doesn't have a function where the Twitter comments show up on here. That sucks. But until then, feel free to bid. I know this is a short notice, and one of the reasons why was we weren't sure if Diamond was going to deliver any of this stuff this week, because we've got 2 weeks worth of Diamond stuff for you folks. It's part of the reason why we have so much stuff to do. So that's good times. And yeah. That's right, intern Max isn't here.
I think there's enough ruckus just by being at the store.
Yeah. Right before we started, there was two gentlemen having a very loud conversation out front. And I was like, that would be great to start things out.
No. One sec, my water's on the other side of this.
I've got my baby mug. You know, the mug that you give babies. So that's nice. The traditional baby's mug.
Yes. I don't even know what to respond to that.
Yeah. Well, we'll be here until at least 9. So thanks.
We're gonna try to get this all done by 9.
Yeah. And as bids come in, Danica will put up a few of them, just so that people know where we're at. And
thank you.
And go from there. So yeah, that's a good start. I love it. And it would be good in general. All right.
Let's do this.
I do like the energy of being able to stand. Ha, ha, ha.
You're just waiting for you to pull something. And then fall over from pain. And then we end the show 5 minutes in.
That's bad enough that we just leave the feed on and then you just see red going here and then just like carting me out.
Welcome to a live show or go to the hospital.
Right.
Alright. Oh my god, party. Okay, let's do this.
We've got Stillwater Escape taking place in between the second and third and final arc of Stillwater from Chip Zdarsky, Ramon Perez, and a slew of other creators. This takes place in the Stillwater universe, of course. Is sort of like a little interlude during the break in between arcs. Very, very creepy. It's Stillwater, for those of you who don't know, is about a town where just people can't die. With a big horror bent to it. If that sounds cool to you and you haven't heard about this before now, do we have some traits for you? Wink. Bam. Yeah.
Alright, I move.
Oh, you're right. I would pour one out for the bad guy, but one, doing that from a baby mug is a little weird. 2, pouring water on the floor.
We have to clean it up.
We'd have to clean it up. But in all seriousness, yeah, Razor Ramon was a wrestler. Scott Hall, he passed away after having 3 heart attacks after surgery. He had, for the last decade, been clean after some really hard times. And that hard did a number on his body. And it really sucks. He was one of my favorite wrestlers when I first started watching wrestling. With their his classic ladder matches. He's an intercontinental champion. They're really cool. But yeah. Sad. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Which we'll probably usually have for once, unless it's like super.
Okay, 1 second. Over.
Public also from this week. Ooh.
Okay, so hopefully everyone can hear me. I'll try to project. Stetson is a nightmare hunter, a dream detective. She runs a shoddy back alley business where she helps clients sleep at night by entering their dreams and killing their nightmares. But Stetson's past comes to haunt her when she tracks down a literal living nightmare, a serial killer that murders people in their sleep.
Fun.
Sounds spooky.
Well, the art here is so fun. It's kind of like, I was gonna say Scotty Young-esque, but not quite. Anyways, this is a lot of fun. For a creepy, creepy book. We Live is back. So for folks who haven't heard of this book, it was a mini-series that came out, I believe, a couple years ago at this point, where these two kids needed to essentially find a way off planet after the Earth is going to die. And bad things happened. Now, We Live is back with 2 #1 issues. 2 #1 issues, you say? Well, I don't need them both. If you want the whole story,
You do.
you do. Because it is telling essentially 2 different angles of the story, which is a really neat way to do that. So yeah, also has this sweet gatefold cover on each issue. And I'm excited to see where the story goes, because man, they're just not doing so hot, my friends. Also, there's music that you get along with this too. That's cool. What you got? Yeah, pretty much. Ha! Yeah, kind of. Except, every store has access to it, which is nice.
Ah.
These I put in there because Todd McFarlane's like, hey, do you remember the past?
Tilt them up a little.
I know you do.
There we go.
So he's got his X-Men homage that he's going to continue doing over a few covers. I like this touch here on both of them, little corner boxes. And his Todd McFarlane homage, which I like. He used to put like McFarlane after me, be like after this guy, but now he just says McFarlane parody, which is actually kind of funny. Good joke.
Thank you, Jason. And thank you for putting it on Facebook too. I appreciate that. Because we won't see the Twitter until later.
Yeah. I guess I could have my phone open, but I need to get it.
Oh no, wait, I'm on a computer.
You're on a computer with Twitter.
I'm on a computer!
How's this gonna happen?
I don't know!
Yeah, Twitter, the Twitter comments don't get into our feed, so we're doing our best with that.
I hate this. Ah.
If we're doing this at home, it would be a little less chaotic. But only a little less chaotic. Red Room is back. Well, technically it was back last week, but nobody in Edmonton got their books. So now, you get what is one of the most disturbing series I've ever read with a return. Basically, the Red Room is on the dark web where folks pay a lot of money for just absolutely abhorrent things. And it's a series by Ed Brisson, who is part of Cartoonist Kayfabe with Jim Rugg. They've got a lot of fans, and yeah, just Nancy. It's good stuff though. We've got a bunch of variants for that as well. All being processed. The Mokos, I believe, are all spoken for, like 1 in 25. So, there's a lot. Good luck. Oh, can you grab the image number ones for us?
Yeah. Nah. What's these?
These 2 are actually these 3.
Yeah, I'll read them again.
These 3 are from last week, but nobody got them. So
oh, I got those already. I got those. This one open.
Yeah. Cool.
Everything with Sumerian.
Yeah, the Sumerian's easy, which is basically the Sumerian is bringing over some of the European adaptations of Conan stories over here using the public domain name, so that Marvel doesn't get persnickety about their license. As I say, it is uncensored Conan, the way that everyone's been too afraid to show him. Ooh. I will refrain from saying the joke that I said to Danica earlier about the uncensored Conan.
Yep. So yes, it does look like the bid is at 100 already. So you'll have to go over 100 now.
Yeah.
Okay. What's up? Philip. Okay. Okay.
No, don't go to sleep.
We've got 115. Thank you.
All right. Think this stands up?
I think it's supposed to. Yeah, it's supposed to. Question mark? Oh. Wait, you're at 125?
No, sorry. You said 150.
Yeah. I guess 125 would be next. That is wide.
If
Sorry.
people can see that.
You might have to put it like close to the camera.
That's fair.
Like if you put it, yeah, just put it there, and then it'll be like the bottom of the screen, sort of. This is really slapdash, and we're sorry.
It would be better, honestly.
It would be better if we were home with our professional microphones. You got this. Yeah.
Actually, maybe now that it's closer, I don't have to have it so big, and I can scratch it off instead of adding new things each time.
Yeah. Jason says, the real question is sexy Conan more or less racist than Conan? Hard to tell.
Oh, are you talking about the Jason Aaron Pocahontas thing?
Probably.
Well, considering the source material, probably still racist and sexist. Good times.
Racist and sexy. Spit take. Just kidding. They're books.
Oh, not one.
Okay. Next up, we've got Kill Law. Alright, this is the sequel. The Kill Law unified 4 criminals in a quest to escape their seemingly inevitable linked deaths. They managed to escape destruction by merging their consciousnesses. And now one of the smartest and most malicious bots in the universe has an unbreakable body and a planet at his command. Everything is going to be fine, I'm sure. Homeworld won't allow it. And so 2 of the deadliest assassins in the universe are tasked to kill the artisan raid.
Good times.
Escalation!
I did like the original Kill Lock. It's basically 3 robots, I believe one of whom was falsely accused. And one of them who definitely murdered people. Who needed to work together to escape basically being hunted down and murdered. As is justice in this world.
Just type them out.
If you want to call.
I mean, I guess I have to answer the phone. Everybody knows I'm here. Don't call.
If you call, it better be a better bid.
That's fair, yeah. If you call, it can't just be crap. We have got 120.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'll talk about him while you do that. Got some competition. All right. A high-octane crime thriller from Krista Faust and Priscilla Petaites. Lulu has a very unique profession. She gets paid by the bruise. When she is witness to the execution of one of her regular clients, she escapes into the night with a briefcase filled with diamonds and a pack of killers on her trail. Navigating the dark underbelly of the game, early 90s Atlantic City, one step ahead of her pursuers, Lulu must call upon every one of her streetborn instincts and underworld connections in what could be the longest and possibly last night of her life.
Snaps.
Yeah, Faust is great. I love her stuff.
She does some good crimes. I mean, writing about them.
And also crimes.
And also crimes.
Yeah!
Where's the crime button? All right, our
No
soundboard's at home.
No buttons.
We need a crime button.
All right, what do we got next?
Assassin's Creed's gonna be easy.
You can explain that.
Have you heard of this game, Assassin's Creed? There's some new stuff coming out with it, and alongside that, you can get some more story with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Forgotten Myths. It explores the world some more. I know there's a lot of deep lore around the Assassin's Creed video games. I know this because one of my roommates at the time was playing it quite frequently, and it was a really neat mix of like kind of future stuff and past stuff, and it was really interesting kind of watching. I was interested in the story of that. I never figured out what happened because all my roommates moved away, as roommates do, especially once you get married. You kind of don't need a roommate.
Yeah, I'm your roommate.
Yeah, Brandon.
Only roommate. And the cats.
And the intern.
Yeah.
It's so funny, the confusion of somebody new watching this, and we're just like, oh yeah, Max the intern, we keep him at home.
Yep.
He's in the basement.
He's a cat. Oh, God. All right.
So, the Reckoning War Trial of the Watcher. I listened to Dan Slott talk about this on a podcast. So, the Trial of the Watcher is actually a uniquely named book because you think, he's going to suffer for some crimes. Kind of. So, the idea behind this is the Watcher, like, his job is to watch stuff. And there's one reality that he has refused to check in on because he's afraid of what he might see when he does it, and how the world would look if he found out how this world turned out. So that's what you're getting in here. Dan Slott said in the interview that you don't need to know anything about Reckoning War to really experience this book. He feels like it's going to be just a standalone story that people kind of remember occasionally in the future, like, that was pretty cool, that was like a neat idea or whatever. Especially because Javier Rodriguez is on art, and boy howdy does it look absolutely outstanding, incredible with his magical imagery and layouts. He formerly of Defenders and Spider-Woman.
I looked at all of them. They are very explainable.
Indeed. This is another Eternals one-shot to give Sladrovic some time to do the draw stuff. This one concerns Thanos, and a very surprising twist at the end that I think a lot of people will be talking about, because it's freaking wild. We got Radiant Red, the spin-off from Radiant Black, featuring the character that we've been seeing from the start, Crimes. Also, this is by the creative team that did the issue of Radiant Black that focused on Radiant Red. Kind of a really smart idea, a little backdoor pilot for their own comic. So anybody getting Radiant Black is getting Radiant Red in the file if you want to, but it's there.
All right, can you mark 130 on the board, and I'll talk about Little Monsters.
Cool.
Jeff Meyer. Thank you, Taz.
Little monsters on the hillside. Little monsters made of ticky-tack.
They are the last children on Earth, who also happen to be vampires. For longer than they can remember, these proud vampires who lived a life of eternal wonder amongst the ruins of humanity. Their shocking events fractured the group and set them on a path of discovery that will shatter their innocence forever.
Shattering innocence is generally. At least around these parts. At least.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
We've got Carnage, the big bitey boy. The big red bitey boy. Because there's the big black bitey boy. Anyways, Ron B is taking control of this book. He co-writing Venom right now. So you get a couple different flavors of what he's doing. Venom being more space stuff, Carnage being more murder stuff. Because dude likes to bite and stab. And yeah, if you got the Carnage Forever one-shot that somewhat kicked this off, you will be seeing this in your file too, as sort of like a, hey, just in case. Also, I do like the little arts in the back that are like comic strips.
Oh, that's cute.
Like little murder comic strips of Peanuts and Wizard of Id. But with Carnage.
I grew up in Wizard of Id.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of kids did.
The dude's got a beard like I do. Except his is like scribby. Yeah.
Scribby.
Man, that's how you describe that beard.
Okay.
Very scribby. It's Batman, Superman, world's finest. This is a team-up book written by Mark Waid, art from Dan Mora, who can turn out fantastic work while working on 2 books at a time somehow. Because he's still doing Once and Future at Boom, even though it takes a break for 3 months at a time. He still manages more than 12 issues a year. He is not doing Detective Comics anymore, obviously, but you've got this nice oversized issue for regular cover price. It also includes a backup story that was in Detective Comics 1050. If you're like, man, I didn't want to spend all that money just to get a little bit of story to start this out, don't worry, it's in here to kick things off and go straight into the comic. We also got a few different covers of it. I don't have them all on hand right now because, still processing. But there's the nice art trim cover that does Batgirl and Supergirl, which is really nice. And then you've got Geraldo Seinfeld. Not familiar with his work, but he is apparently some YouTube star who does talks with famous comedians over coffee. And so he's doing a coffee with Superman while they steal Batman's vehicle. So, YouTube sensation. Jerry Seinfeld. On the cover of Batman Superman's.
All right, we've got Austin coming in for 145.
Alrighty. Haven't done horribly with drawing upside down.
Isn't it always?
Almond.
How can you skip that? John's trying to get me.
Almond.
I don't know.
Lots of single issues. As you can see, we've got a few trades.
Just a few. Let's start with the biggest ones. This is like 3 books, not even. Actually, yeah, book 3.
Yeah.
So it's 2 books.
But we'll talk about the other 2 when we get there.
Oh, yeah.
So this is really cool, and part of very much of my I like archival comic stuffs. Plus, the complete collection of Charles Bureau's visionary 1949 comic book series, the adult magazine of dramatic picture stories. In the 1940s, artist Charles Bureau had a vision. What if comics could tell compelling, grown-up, even sophisticated stories that rivaled the radio, the stage, and the silver screen? To that end, he gathered some of the best cartoonists and writers of his day to contribute to a revolutionary publishing project. Tots, this oversized magazine presented a variety of illustories aimed at an adult readership, ranging from the melodramatic romance to poppy noir to highbrow literary adaptations and even political propaganda. Alas, Nero's idealistic project proved to be ahead of its time. Tops flopped at the newsstands, and the magazine folded after 2 issues.
Oh my god.
Fantagraphics' Tops collects both issues of this pioneering publication in their entirety, meticulously restored and presented in their original Life magazine size, rounded out by contextual material as noted by noted cartoonists and comic historians. This collection finally gives Tops its due as a vital step towards making comics that widely read and respected what form it is today. I butchered that last sentence.
You did it.
But like 2 issues, this thing's
That's amazing. That's huge.
it's like me.
So, how's
Oh my
that-
god, and it even has ads for shoes?
Oh, creepy.
Like full on old ad stuff.
Alright, so everyone, Taz is multitasking. He's at a concert right now. And he just upped the bid for 55. So, got some good competition going.
Very cool. Thank you,
Yeah.
folks. This is really cool.
This is awesome. And this is the first print, so this is very, very cool.
As we noted earlier, but some people might have missed, we will have 4 other copies that will be going up for auction the next 4 weeks, basically. So expect a similar kind of format, but hopefully from home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so you want to talk about Deadly Class?
Indeed.
Okay.
So, book 3. Book 3, ooh, is a big boy. It's coming out. And there's reprints of 1 and 2 that have been out of print for a while. So now if you needed your Deadly Classics, you could get it all at once. There will be 1 more volume after this.
Oh my god.
That's it.
That's a lot.
And the Deadly Class is done.
And if you don't want to buy them to read, you can use them to work out. Fun. Books are good for many things. Alright, this pile. Okay.
I'm going to skip the number 2s, generally,
Yeah,
because we've got
so
a
many.
bunch of stuff to process still after this.
We'll just mention it, but yeah, we're
Yeah.
not going to tell you what.
What time is it?
It's 8:48.
8:48. Okay, so you got 12 minutes left.
You have 12 minutes, and we are not going to be done at 9, but the auction still is going to be done at 9.
Yeah, the auction's going to be done at 9. We'll still continue. It's standard for us to
We tried.
blow past 45 minutes on this show.
Alright, so starting at. Oh, perfect.
The second volume of Radiant Black is out for folks who want it.
And Deep Beyond, which is what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
Deep Beyond, volume 1.
A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance from Rick Remender and Andre Orejo. When an unassuming man stumbles upon a dark web contract assassin's vicious plot to kill an innocent target, he turns himself into one. The professional meets road to perdition in this story of a family's a family's unlikely guardian being hunted by rich and powerful men who are used to getting away with everything. These fine folks, the stories, provide a uniquely atmospheric murder mystery with sudden bouts of brutal violence, which is true. What I really like about this book is it takes some time building atmosphere, and we'll do that with a lot of silence. And so when things are happening, it really feels quite visceral when you're reading it.
Alright, we're going to bump that up to 160.
Boo-doo-boo-doo-boo.
Alright, after that, I will read Sword of Super. Okay, I am very far away, but we'll come closer to the camera. Okay. When a series of accidents gives 11-year-old Wyatt Flynn superpowers, he wants nothing more than to be a superhero. He's not very good at using his powers. And what's worse, actually, you take this, and I'll read this. 2 copies! What's worse, his dad says he's too young to be a superhero at all. So when his brilliant but mischievous little sister, you're so weird. Sorry. Oh, yes, that's right. Righteous is based in Vancouver.
Mhm.
But is brilliant, but mischievous little sister Adeline lets him in on the secret that what their father doesn't know won't hurt him. They form a crime-fighting duo of their own, solving all kinds of problems that come their way. Sort of. The more they learn to be heroes, the clearer it becomes that there's more to Wyatt's powers and Adeline's off-the-charts intelligence than meets the eye. And Adeline can't shake the feeling that it's all connected to the disappearance of their mother years before. There's one mystery that will take more than being sort of super to solve.
Ding!
Oh, you can't have two parents if you can be a hero. Everyone knows that. It's so frustrating. We've got volume 4 of Firepower.
Yeah!
Remember, we're just mentioning the non-volume ones, but you want to keep me in the loop?
Out of Body from Peter Milligan, Eva De La Cruz, and Inaki Miranda. Oh, one of the Mirandas who are doing the We Live this week.
Hey.
That's nice. When Don Collins wakes to find his life hanging by a thread, he must use his astral projection to discover who tried to kill him. Who is the beautiful mystic who tries to help him? Why does August Ryan want Dan's soul? And what does it have to do with a demon who seems to be a Dorian Gray? A weird occult detective thriller about life, death, and whatever lies in between. That's neat.
I remember reading that, and I would not have described it as that, but it's because it was bonkers, and they did a really good job encapsulating
Yeah.
that. All right, next up we have Second Chances. I don't have 2 copies, so you'll just have to imagine it. Second Chances Hotline. Call now and get a new identity. All you need is some cash, a proper referral, and a very good reason to start over. LeBlanc, spelled incorrectly, not a capital B, rude.
Very rude. Miss LeBlanc?
Yeah. The man behind the hotline is approached by a shady figure from his past. He's forced to accept a new client who doesn't meet any of the requirements. A client with chemically induced amnesia in desperate need of protection. Good. All right, we've got Tiny Fox in Great War, which looks very cute. Sorry about me being so far away. Nope, we're good. We're still at 160, so if anybody wants to raise that, you got about 8 minutes. One beautiful fall day, as Tiny Fox relaxes on his favorite tree, he meets a new friend, Great Four. Great Four loves to explore the beauty of nature of the changing seasons, but Tiny Fox thinks adventure can be scary. Then again, so is the idea of being without his new pal. What will Tiny Fox do? I don't know, but I'm very excited to find out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we've got Marvel Meow, which were...
A bunch of them were covers from Marvel.
Yeah, they were those, like, the Heroes at Home cover.
Kind of that style, yeah.
Yeah, that style. They had that. Let's see. Okay, yeah, originally shared on Marvel's official Instagram. These comic strips have been collected. Okay. Basically, it's awesome, kind of.
With Cat Comics, we can show you the interior because they've been on Instagram.
Yeah, I'll just here.
Also, this is from the book market, so.
Here's a random page. I don't know. So,
This one's just like Silver Surfer hanging out with a cat, you know, like you do.
Yeah.
It's like fun little cat things, basically. They've got all kinds here. Oh, Moon Knight. Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, just cute little anime cat stuff. This is actually put out by Viz.
Sweet.
So, since it's the book market, we could show you anyways. Wow.
Very exciting. I cannot wait to read this one. This is called The Flower Garden. After planting a seed packet in the backyard, trying to feed on the sunlight on it, things don't go as expected for best friends Anna and Tess. They fall asleep in the sun and wake up to blooms as tall as buildings. Did the seeds really grow that fast? All is explained when Anna and Tess meet in May, a little garden gnome whose magic is responsible for the transformation. The girls are May's size now, and they follow her flower garden. May's time is for gnome home. Love the phrase gnome home.
Gnome home.
Discovering new things about their world and themselves along the way. Very cool.
All right, what time we got?
We got 8:55. You got 5 minutes.
All right, we're going to talk about Not All Robots. Actually, I'm going to quickly do this and then talk about Not All Robots.
Yeah.
Ooh. Out of the blue.
Oh. We just hit 200.
Nice.
Thank you, Kay.
Is Garth Ennis war story, taking place in the Second World War with Germans. You know, I would explain more, but a lot of times you just need Garth Ennis war stories. The comics speak for themselves. If you're into war, in general, exploration, the details, Garth Ennis gets it all right.
All right.
That's a
Hundo.
great looking too.
It's a great too.
Then very quickly this before we get there. Not all robots. Welcome to the future, mankind. Your services are no longer required. In the year 2056, robots have replaced human beings in the workforce. An uneasy coexistence develops between the newly intelligent robots and 10 billion humans living on Earth. Every human family is assigned a robot upon whom they are completely reliant. What could possibly go wrong? Meet the Walters, a human family whose robot, Razorball, ominously spends his free time in the garage working on machines, which they're pretty sure are designed to kill them, in a sci-fi satire from Mark Russell and Mike Diodato Jr. Amazing book about, oh my god, so much of our society things now. One of the big ideas behind it is it's only a dystopia when it's not happening to you. Because something like this is happening everywhere on this world right now. And it's a lot to take in. So yeah. All right.
Hey. No, we're still at 200. I was just checking Twitter. Got a bit, but it was lower than 200.
Ah.
All right, what are we doing? Oh.
Yeah. We'll reply to him.
Okay.
All right. So I guess our timestamps are saying 8:58 right now.
Yeah, so you've got like a minute and a half, basically.
And we'll be going off of the timestamps here.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to go over 200, now is the time. Even 205.
Not that we want people to snipe you, Kate, but like.
No! I mean, we want this for cancer research.
Fight.
Our friends are gonna fight each other. Yay! Yeah, no. That's not what we want. Alright, well, we can talk for another minute.
Yeah.
Okay, I will pick this one. Alright, beta testing the ongoing apocalypse. Fun time. At once science fiction, contemporary demonology, and occult theory, a mutant utopia, and an architectural treatise, beta testing the ongoing apocalypse is a series of fictions about contemporary global megalopolis.
Megalopolis.
Tom Kaczynski's short stories trace a complex space-time trajectory from the smallest corporate cubicle out to the farthest fathoms of the universe. Occult, economic, metaphysical traffic jams. I guess I could just do this till 9. Yep. This is long. Marxist zombies on Mars, secret architectural societies, designer ghosts from the future, demographic demons, and utopian corporate strategies, are just a few elements of a new, untested future eschatology, which is a new one to me. This is apparently an updated edition of, this is the one in Eisner. Very cool.
I like that.
Ooh, okay, 3 previously uncollected stories. So this sounds really cool and weird and exciting. And I think it might be all 3 of those. Alright, what is that?
I'm pretty sure that's it, because I think it's been a full minute before this timestamp said 9.
Yeah, I think we got it.
Because Kate's timestamp right here was right at 9 o'clock.
The 9.
I'm pretty sure, if I put this out, is our we'll say 902.
902! Congratulations, Kate! Woo! $200 going to cancer research. Thank you.
Ding.
And you get a first edition JLA Avengers. Very, very cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
For those of you who were late too, or sad that you missed out on this one, we do have 4 more copies that Danica is swiftly running to nab. While she does that, I will go over. You promised me darkness. So the first volume, the comic with the best-selling debut issue of a black and white comic in nearly a decade, is being collected for the first time in trade paperback format, approximately every 75 years. Haley's comet orbits around the sun, and every time this happens, people around the world are born with incredible abilities, special auras that grant them supernatural skills. But these very auras can also be cursed. Nico and Sebastian, two siblings with special auras, find themselves constantly on the run from an evil being, simply known as the Anti-Everything, who feeds on these special auras and gets stronger with each intake. This being is obsessed with these siblings' auras and will not stop until he feasts on them.
All right.
Or, as a cat, feeds on them.
Feeds. Hey guys. All right, I just want to show off. This is what we will be doling out over the month.
Yep.
So if you come in tomorrow and ask us for copies, they don't exist.
No.
Not to you, not to our daily retail. They only exist on auction nights.
Yeah.
So this is a gorgeously redone. Nice spine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Deal. We'll be getting those out every Tuesday night
Every Tuesday.
for the next 4 weeks.
Yep. It's been fun.
Actually, yeah. Thank you for doing that. This has been really great. I've seen a few new names, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and everyone's been super chill about this.
Yeah, this horror show, the live show. So let's get through that last pile.
The Death of Doctor Strange is collected. It's the one where Doctor Strange probably dies? That'd be spoilers, right? It's called The Death of Doctor Strange. Jed McKay writes this and is continuing to write Strange, which features whoever is Doctor Strange right now. Happening on the stands. We got Bunny Mask, the first collection of this really good, really creepy story. Sealed in a cave before the dawn of man, released by a crazed madman, Bunny Mask walks our world once more. But for what dark purpose does she use her unnatural powers? And what's her connection to Bee Foster, a young girl murdered by her father 14 years ago? In order to save his life and his sanity, one man must discover the truth of what waits behind the mask. There's a second volume of this happening really soon, and my goodness, did this look weird? No, frick at him.
Mm-hmm.
We got Big Man Plans. It is a recollected edition, expanded, from Eric Powell of The Goon and Tim Weich. Eric Powell, the Eisner Award-winning creator of The Goon, teams up with Tim Weich. I didn't even have to say who made this. They're going to do it themselves. For this brutal crime drama steeped in mystery, Big Man Plans is a visceral and tragic tale that shows even the most marginalized in society can exact gruesome revenge if they are driven beyond their breaking points. Anything to say about society these days? I don't know. It's hard to say. But I do remember reading this back in the day, and it is brutal. So if you're on that serial killer kick, with a social conscience, ish, Big Man Plans. We've got Eve. When the ice caps melted, most of humanity was lost to the hidden disease that was released. Oh my goodness.
Are you scared?
I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, folks.
Too relevant.
Now a mysterious girl named Eve has awoken in secret and must deal with a world that's nothing like the virtual reality she was raised in. In order to save her father, and accompanied only by Wexler, a robotic caretaker, and protect her sheath in her favorite teddy bear, Eve must embark on a deadly quest across the country. On the way, she'll have to contend with not only the threats of a very real world that awaits her, but the lies we tell our children in the name of protecting them. In the spirit of his critically acclaimed novel, The Changeling, novelist Victor Lavallee, or Lavelle, maybe?
Yeah, Lavelle. Strong.
And illustrator Zhou Mingyang must deliver a powerful dystopian adventure about a world we leave behind, and the price that must be paid to restore life to a dying planet.
Woo, Dying Planet!
It's the all-nighter, baby! From Chip Zdarsky and Jason Luke. Choo! Canadian boys. Welcome to the All-Nighter, the only diner in town where you can get a coffee and a meal from sunset to sunrise. The staff are friendly, kind of, and happy to serve you sometimes, and it would never cross their minds to drink their customers' blood. Alex is bored. Flipping burgers for strangers all night is no way for a vampire to live, but he and his fellow vampires, Joy, Cynthia, and Ian, have agreed to blend into human society, inspired by superhero movies. One of the few passions in his afterlife, Alex decides to don a cape and start fighting bad guys. But his decision to have will have bigger consequences than he realizes for himself and everyone he wants to protect. Vampire Diners.
All right, yeah, you probably want to do. Okay.
So we've got this.
You want to do Batman?
We got this Batman's Grave book by a writer and Brian Hitch. What I really loved about this book is right in the first issue, there's like a drunk Alfred just being like, "Why are you like this? This is no way to handle the world's problems." And it kind of proceeds from there with a lot of creepy crime detective stuff and just sort of confronting the idea of Batman and societal stuff. Really good book. The writer's bid. Fix yourself. Fix yourself. Apologize.
Working on it.
Yeah. Apparently he is, to somewhat satisfaction of folks that he on.
Speaking about women, we're great at segues. Women of Marvel. So this includes the Women of Marvel one-shot. Marvel's first ever series made completely by women creators. 2010's Girl Comics.
Yeah.
Remember 2010? It was a long time ago.
Girls. They read.
They read comics. Wait, they read? Oh, that's what it's about. The girls don't read comics.
Girls can't read. They weren't taught that in finishing school.
Oh boy. Let's not go down that road. It's got an all-new introduction, essays, and a gallery of the lovely Dunbar Patel. Her Women's History Month variant covers. So,
Oh, nice.
You know, it's got some questionable stuff, but it's got some fun stuff as well.
Yeah, and if I remember properly from the day, all the stories in girls' comics are great. The name is terrible.
Yeah.
There's a good intention, but
Just as bad as Minx.
yeah, the Minx line.
Yeah.
14 girls. Sassy.
Sassy.
This
yeah.
volume of Hellblazer actually gets to the end of all of the Vertigo run of Hellblazer. They did it. They did it, kids.
Woo!
Wah.
Well, that was easy. No.
Okay, you want to do that one?
Yeah.
I'll do that one. I'm gonna get some more water for Brandon.
Okay, we've been talking a lot. This is very, very cool, and I definitely am going to share it with a couple specific friends who knit. It's called Knit Strips, the world's first comic strip knitting book. It's very exciting. It's entirely illustrated, and the patterns are in comic strip form. This also says, why? Because you're awesome, and your point of view matters. I love these things. It's very cute. So, I can show you some of this. Pretty cool. Again, I am so far away. I don't like being this far away because you can't see anything. Anyway, if you like knitting or want to learn, or just kind of interested in having graphic novels that are nonfiction and kind of fun. Okay. All right, we've got animal stories. After tremendous acclaim for their series Coin Op Comics, okay, we have that on the shelf. Two brilliant creators present their first graphic novel, a menagerie of wild tales, pushing the boundaries of their dazzling and unique narrative style. Thank you. I didn't even notice you take that. Sneaky.
This creeps behind you.
Yeah.
Everyone else saw it.
That was creepy. Animal Stories weaves together 6 short stories exploring the mysterious relationships between humans and other animals. A girl who keeps pigeons starts receiving messages from a new girl in the flock. A ship's crew rescue a dog, only to find far stranger things in the sea around them. a reincarnated cat with criminal intentions, a parrot who leads a revolution, and a squirrel who tempts a woman in a beautiful garden glade. Yeah, no, this sounds rad.
Very cool.
Hi. All right, the last two books are all yours.
Bang! Ending with two very different flavors. Policing the City, adapted from the landmark essay Enforcing Order. This striking graphic novel offers an accessible inside look at policing and how it leads to discrimination and violence. What we know about the forces of law and order often comes from tragic episodes that make the headlines, or from sensationalized versions for film and television. These gripping accounts obscure two critical aspects of police work: the tedium of everyday patrols under constant pressure to meet quotas, and the banality of racial discrimination and ordinary violence. Around the time of the 2005 French riots, anthropologist and sociologist Dieter Frazen spent 15 months observing up close the daily life of an anti-crime squad in one of the largest precincts in Paris region. His unprecedented study, which sparked intense discussions about policing in the largely working-class immigrant suburbs, remains acutely relevant in light of the all-too-common incidents of police brutality against minorities. This new, powerfully illustrated adaptation clearly presents the insights of Frazen's investigation and draws connections to the challenges we face today in the United States and Canada, as in France. I might be reading this tonight. You know, like a little bit of light reading just to send me to level.
Yep, a little bit of light reading. Take one of those deadly classes, put it right on your chest. Fall asleep in no time.
Also, we've got The God Hates Astronauts, the Omni-Megabus, volume 1 of like 69 or something. It's just the one volume. It's got everything in it. From Ryan Brown's...
I didn't know they did that. I thought that was you.
Ryan Brown presents Ryan Brown's classic goof book that is perfectly great for great-grandchildren of all ages, but not your great-grandchildren, since they are neither great nor grand.
Oh, wow. Okay.
14 years in the making, God Hates Astronauts finally has enough pages to make a really, really heavy hardcover omnibus megabus. It's not hardcover.
It's not.
There was a Kickstarter version that was. It is super weird. If you ask me to describe it, I could only do my very best. As it says here, Ryan Brown's absurdist sci-fi animal-headed comic book series has built a rabid cult following and made a lot of quote-unquote normal people very confused by all of its great jokes. And now you can read every page in this massive tome with definitive edition. The tome.
Okay.
Because if you got hit by it, you might die. Includes rare and unseen junk like a new 24-page issue and guest stories with a whole bunch of cool artists. But yeah, if you like characters like 3D Ghost, King Tiger eating cheeseburgers, that's his real name, and all kinds of wildness, seriously, I would not be able to describe anything that happens in this because it's just bonkers, and in fact, we'll describe it not at all. But this does collect God Hates Astronauts volumes 1 to 3, 3D Cowboys, 2D Spectacular, Grenade Horse Apocalypse, Goats Eat Castanets, the Garbage Edition, -1, the Garbage Edition, and The Head That Wouldn't Die, number 4.
Okay.
Yes, it's big goofums. It always made me laugh. And it's just so weird. There's a whole bunch of really fake quotes on the back. Oh yeah, and Space Panda. That's good times.
Cool. All right. I know that was a lot. We tried. So this, we're gonna try to fit this on the shelf. As you can see, we've got some empty spots that I took the books from. But we're gonna be cramming this full of awesome books. So if you want to snag any of those before we open tomorrow, they are all on our website, veryamazon.com. I just want to remind everybody, even though you didn't get the first edition, that's okay. We still have 4 of these, which will be auctioning off every Tuesday night at 8:10 for 4 more weeks. So you have a month to get a copy of your very own, with every single cent going to cancer.
Thank you all for watching. Normally we would do our romper room section, but the mirrors at home. I do still have this one that I've kept in storage that we used originally to see all the magic people. I still have this on me. It just stays in this pocket right here.
Yeah.
But the logistics of kind of making that happen right now is a little rough. But I don't think halfway through files yet, and it's 9:16. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go through that and come here bright and early tomorrow to do some cleanup before we open. So.
Yep. Go home, feed cats, sleep, wake up, eat, come back to work. The life of a business owner.
Indeed. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you all soon. Bye.
Bye.